In the world of professional darts, the difference between glory and defeat often comes down to millimeters. With nerves of steel and pinpoint focus required at every turn, the sport may appear immune to controversy. Yet, behind the scenes and sometimes right on stage, darts has not been free from its share of scandals. From subtle gamesmanship to outright match fixing, darts has experienced moments that shook its foundation and tested the integrity of its players. This video takes a closer look at the most notorious cheating incidents in the sport's recent history, offering insight into how they unfolded, what made them controversial, and how the darts community responded. One of the most infamous cases occurred during the 2017 World Darts Championship, when Justin Pipe was accused of intentionally distracting his opponent, Bernie Smith, in the final moments of a critical match. As Smith lined up to take a potentially match-winning shot, Pipe released a cough at the exact moment of his throw. The timing of the cough raised eyebrows immediately. Though Pipe claimed it was an innocent, involuntary act and neither the referee nor Smith complained in the moment, the footage told a different story. Fans and commentators alike viewed the act as a clear attempt to break his opponent's concentration. The Darts Regulation Authority found enough reason to fine Pipe £3,000, but perhaps the greater consequence was the reputational damage. When he returned for his next match, the crowd met him with relentless boos, turning every throw into a psychological battle.
John's right. What he didn't do, what he did not do, that any dart player would have done apart from Justin Pipe. I've got a cough, I turn away. I guarantee I turn away. He made no effort to do so. That was a tactic for advantage. That was a tactic to make Bernie Smith miss. He got his way. Whether Bernie Smith heard it or not is absolutely irrelevant. The intent was there. The DRA have to do something, because let me tell you, if he gets away with that and it goes on again, if that was Phil Taylor doing that, Phil Taylor would be reported on the back page of every newspaper, the front page and in the middle spread. That was disgusting.
Even darts legend Phil Taylor found himself in the center of controversy during the 2013 Gibraltar Darts Trophy against Dean Winstanley. Taylor, known for his unmatched dominance in the sport, needed to hit double 12 to win. The referee confirmed the dart had landed in the correct segment, and Taylor was declared the winner. However, slow-motion replays raised serious doubts. The dart appeared to miss just outside the wire. The moment sparked widespread debate. While Taylor offered to replay the match, the Professional Darts Corporation, PDC, chose to uphold the original result. Though no formal penalty was imposed, some fans questioned whether Taylor, despite his greatness, had knowingly accepted a victory on an incorrect call. The incident left a subtle mark on his otherwise sterling reputation.
Oh, the narrowest of margins, but this is as good as a mile. When Phil Taylor is sat there on a potential 2-dot this is still going to find himself a treble, which he has done. Phil Taylor now looking at double 12.
It didn't look in at first, did it?
Really didn't, I have to say. I thought Russ had called that wrong, but it's just where we're sat in the camera angle. Phil Taylor takes a 3-1 lead.
You know, I keep saying about those checkouts.
Perhaps the most bizarre scandal in recent memory was what the media dubbed Fartgate. During the 2018 Grand Slam of Darts, Gary Anderson faced Wesley Harms in what should have been a straightforward match. Anderson won convincingly, 10-2. But what followed turned the sporting world upside down, at least for a few days. Harms claimed that an overwhelming foul smell had disrupted his concentration, suggesting that Anderson had passed gas repeatedly during the match.
Bad. It was bad. It was a stink. I thought it was him. And he started playing better, but must have needed to get some wind out.
And you thought it was you?
No, hands up. Swear on my kid's life. So help me God. Nothing crossed.
But it was smelly anyway.
It was smelly. Usually if I fart on stage, I shit myself. And you know that because I've told you in a documentary, ain't scared to... If I'd farted that smelled like that, I'd put my hands up and go, oh, sorry, I need to go.
Anderson fired back, denying the accusation and implying the odor might have come from Harms himself. While the PDC opted not to launch a formal investigation, the absurdity of the situation made it viral fodder online. Fartgate became an instant meme, reminding everyone that even a highly disciplined sport like darts is not immune to the ridiculous. Beyond these headline-grabbing moments of gamesmanship and awkward distractions, darts has also been plagued by more serious allegations of corruption and match-fixing. In 2017, Filipino player Gilbert Ulang was banned for 7 years following an investigation into suspicious betting activity and an unconvincing performance. He became one of the first high-profile examples of match-fixing in the sport's modern era. Then, in 2020, Northern Irish player Kyle McKinstry faced severe consequences after fixing 2 matches. The Darts Regulation Authority found clear evidence of wrongdoing, leading to an 8-year ban. Vessel Nyman, another young player, pleaded guilty to his role in a similar scheme and received a 5-year suspension. Even those with peripheral involvement were not spared. David Evans received a 2.5-year ban for his role, and in 2024, Jack Main was suspended pending an investigation into a suspicious 4-0 victory. The list continued to grow as the Modus Super Series revealed more manipulated outcomes, including Leighton Bennett and Billy Warner, who received 8- and 10-year bans respectively for their participation in fixing matches. These incidents revealed how even individual sports, long seen as immune to such manipulation due to the lack of team dynamics, are vulnerable to corruption when money, gambling, and external pressure come into play. And the move to online darts during the COVID-19 pandemic only amplified these vulnerabilities. With in-person events canceled or delayed, many competitions moved online, relying on player-set camera setups and remote monitoring. While this allowed darts to continue during lockdowns, it also opened the door to new forms of cheating. In 2020, young player Aaron Dyer became a central figure in an online scandal. Observers noted odd behavior, including picking up darts in a suspicious way and using camera angles that concealed critical moments. When tournament officials asked him to adjust his setup for transparency, Dyer refused. As a result, he was disqualified from competition. This incident underscored how the lack of standardized equipment and oversight in online play could be exploited and emphasized the importance of trust and transparency in such formats. Even in traditional in-person matches, accusations of gamesmanship continued to surface. In 2021, Adrian Lewis confronted Peter Wright after a match, alleging that Wright had deliberately disrupted his rhythm by complaining about the floor conditions mid-match. Though no formal penalty was issued, the tense post-match exchange reflected growing frustration among players over psychological tactics that, while technically legal, pushed the boundaries of fair play. In a similar incident the year prior, Gary Anderson accused Adam Gawlas of making irritating noises, sniffing and muttering, during key throws. Anderson, known for his calm demeanor, expressed rare anger after the match, showing how even minor distractions can escalate tensions in high-stakes contests. Perhaps the most dramatic case of mistaken accusations came during the early stages of Luke Littler's meteoric rise. As a teenager competing in online tournaments during the pandemic, Littler dominated his opponents with such consistency that some fans began to speculate whether he was cheating. Whispers circulated online, accusing him of using software aids, editing video feeds, or even having someone else throw for him off-camera. However, Littler's in-person debut in 2021 silenced nearly all doubt. He won the Irish Open in his first senior tournament appearance, delivering the same stunning performances he had online. The accusations quickly faded, and Littler has since established himself as one of the brightest young talents in the sport. These scandals and controversies remind us that darts, for all its tradition and precision, is still a deeply human game. Whether it's a cough, a misjudged throw, a suspicious result, or the sniff of unsportsmanlike conduct, the sport continues to navigate the line between gamesmanship and dishonesty. What unites the darts community in the end is the ongoing commitment to fairness, integrity, and a shared love of the game. For every moment that challenges its credibility, there are countless players who uphold its spirit and elevate its status, not just with skill, but with character.